Do you ever have one of those thoughts that makes you just step back and go, how did I get here? This script was one of those, except I actually know exactly how I got here. I just wasn't entirely sure what I should do with that information. You see, I was randomly thinking about this old TV show I watched as a kid called Legend of the Seeker, and upon deciding to go in search of it on DVD so I could watch it again, I discovered it was based on a British book series called The Sword of Truth. So, being who I am, I bought the first book, put it on my shelf, and completely forgot it was there for about 6 years. Then the other day I stumbled upon it while bored and started turning through the pages, not really getting too absorbed, but passively taking in the story's general concepts and ideas, one of which being the idea of a group of magically endowed women known as confessors. In the story, they are the sworn companions of the series' primary protagonist, the titular Seeker of Truth, and as you can probably guess from their name, their main passive ability is to always know whenever people are lying, while their main active ability is to effectively possess people with a single touch by making them fall irreversibly in love with her. This then put me into mind of the gendered ancient Norse practices of cider, meaning literally cord or string, focused on divination and scrying, and galder, which as far as I can find means magic chant, essentially spoken magic. I should probably disclaim that I'm not trying to subversively advocate for any form of strict gender roles or stereotyping here. I mean this purely in the platonic yin-yang sort of way, not the women belong in the kitchen sort. Okay? Good. Let us move on. Now, this whole entire story frankly deserves its own devoted video, once I actually get around to properly reading it. But what I specifically wanted to touch on for the now was the idea of androgenic and gynogenic magic systems and wielders. For this, I'll be illustrating using the aforementioned archetypes of the wizard and confessor, the former representing knowledge and understanding taken, the latter representing knowledge and understanding freely given. The wizard represents external power, the latter represents inner power, where the wizard robes himself in naked power and the confidence that it entails. The latter subdues and conceals the greatest wealth of her strength until the moment when it is needed most. What the wizard lacks in compassion, he makes up for with clinical clairvoyance. What the confessor lacks in combative prowess, she more than makes up for by ensuring that any fight is won before her enemy has even thought to draw his sword. Like I said, this was a totally tangential little thought crystal I had randomly float into my head that I decided to toss back out into the wild cyberspatial ether to see what became of it. Let me hear your thoughts below, and I'll be back with some more substantial content in the next one. Verax Semper.